About 30% of the people who watch YouTube videos turn the video off in the first 30 seconds, which makes me a little bit worried about the well-being of the people. I'm your host Berkan Özyurt, the director and founder of Kingsman Estates Turkey, and welcome to How to Access Turkish Healthcare System. Look, healthcare is a complex phenomenon and it is part of the political discourse in Turkey, just like many other countries. But without getting into all that, I will give a brief introduction and overview of the Turkish healthcare system. I will then follow up by how tourists, residency permit holders, work permit holders, and Turkish citizens can access the Turkish healthcare system. And I will finish off by which insurance will be better for people. So if you want to make the best out of the Turkish healthcare system, stay until the end of the video. Alright, so let's start off by going over the Turkish healthcare system. Over the last 10 years, the Turkish healthcare system had a massive improvement, both in terms of its infrastructure and staff. There's a new concept called city hospitals that are massive complexes with the latest technology and wonderful doctors. And I just want to say how grateful we are to the all healthcare staff who make sacrifices every day and work very hard to save our lives. Alright, so at Kingsman Estates, we like to back up what we talk about. So let me just quickly prove the ease of access to the Turkish healthcare system by making a quick search on Apple Maps so I can prove. Let me type hospital. Alright, so look, you can see on the screen right now about here that there are plenty of hospitals around us, and this is the case in many big cities as well as generally towards the western side of the country. Alright, if you have an emergency in Turkey, what you need to do is dial 112, where you'll be able to speak in English, German, Russian and Arabic. An ambulance will come to you and will take you to the emergency center of the hospital. Any emergency treatments for anyone is completely free in Turkey and everyone gets treated equally and you will be seen immediately. However, if your emergency is due to a more complex issue that requires surgery, then there might be a service charge, but we'll get to all that later. Each neighborhood and village have a small doctor's surgery called Sağlık Hoca or Aile Sağlık Merkezi, where you can go there for small health problems. In order to get attended, you'll have to show residency permit or passport in case you're a tourist, and there will be no service charge. If you have small health problems, you can go there to get a quick prescription. Right, if you have enjoyed the video so far, please like this video and subscribe to our channel, and in return, you'll get one video per week covering issues related to Turkish property market and life in Turkey. Alright, so that should be a sufficient introduction and overview of the Turkish healthcare system. Now let's get into the details of how different people in different categories can access the Turkish healthcare system. And there are three main categories, and these are tourists, residency and work permit holders, as well as Turkish citizens. Now you might wonder why I'm making a video in English for Turkish citizens, and you'll be right to question that. However, there are plenty of people who become Turkish citizens through buying property in Turkey that is worth at least $250,000. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about that, click here and it will take you to my video where I go through detailed process of how that works. Alright, so let's start off with the first category, which is tourists. When you're in Turkey, if you have an emergency, what you need to do is call 112. As we discussed earlier, an ambulance will come to you and take you to the emergency where you'll be attended, and all emergencies are free in Turkey, so you'll be treated like anybody else. You can alternatively get to your hotel reception where they were able to call an ambulance for you. Again, if your emergency requires a much complex treatment that is long-term, there might be service charges. So in order to avoid all that, please get a travel insurance from your home country that gets you treatment in Turkish hospitals to avoid that altogether, and you'll be safe. Alright, so let's get on with the second category of people, which is Turkish citizens. By law in Turkey, if you're a Turkish citizen, you are entitled to get free healthcare. But without turning this into a political discussion, the reality is a little bit different, so I will now explain how it all works. Alright, so if you're under the age of 18 and over the age of 65, all treatments and all emergencies will be entirely free, no questions asked. If you do not fall in that category, so if you are over the age of 18 and below the age of 65, you'll have to pay something called a general insurance fee, which is 150 liras for the year of 2020 22, and that is if you're unemployed, by the way. And this number changes every year according to the inflation figures and various other factors. Right, so this general state insurance will cover you, your spouse, and your children. If your children is studying, the coverage goes up to age of 25. If they're not studying, the coverage ends at the age of 18. The treatments are fairly sufficient in my opinion. It includes things like cancer treatment as well as some of the cosmetic treatments for specific circumstances like severe skin damage from fire or loss of a finger during a car crash or an accident. It does not include cosmetic surgeries for beauty purposes. If you're employed, you're not required to make this 150 lira per month payment as it will be paid by your employer. Right, so let's head on to the third category, which is people who are looking to get a Turkish residency permit and work permit. If you're going to live in Turkey for more than 90 days or you are hoping to work in Turkey, you'll either need a residency permit or a work permit. An application to these permits require you to have a health insurance. So it is part of the submission package that goes to the Ministry of Immigration. In order to get that, you need to either speak to a private insurance company in Turkey or in your own country that has agreements with the Ministry of Health in Turkey. So that is very important and you have to get that. Right, so the European health insurance is not very efficient in Turkey, so please get a private insurance from either your own country or a private insurance from Turkey. When you are getting one from your own country, please do ask your broker that you are able to get access to the Turkish healthcare system. If you are looking to get a work permit, you have to speak to your employer as you might not need to pay for your own, as plenty of employers in Turkey offer private insurance for employees as well. Right, you might be wondering about the prices. I'm quite hesitant to talk about prices because the realm of private health insurance can be variant depending on your circumstance, like things like whether you smoke, your previous illnesses, your lifestyle are contributors to the amount of payment you'll make. So again, please go and speak to your broker. Right, so here's my verdict on whether the private insurance or the standard state insurance is better. If I may be entirely honest, it all depends on your individual lifestyle and circumstance. If you're a regular visitor to the hospital and you do not want to wait in lines and you want to be able to speak to the doctors and the staff in your own language and you want to get a little bit better service, then a private insurance is better because you'll have access to the private hospitals. But that doesn't mean the state hospitals are not good enough. It's just the state hospitals can be a little bit crowded and chaotic places in Turkey, and if you do not have a lot of life experience, it can be a little bit daunting for our international friends. And unfortunately, the doctors in Turkey have a lot of patients to look after during the day, so you might feel a little pressure to quickly give explanation regarding your health status so the doctor can give you a prescription, which can make our international friends a little bit anxious as well. The private hospitals in Turkey are a lot less crowded and the doctors give you more time, they listen to you more. You just feel better emotionally and the healthcare is better as well. When you compare somewhere like America and Turkey, the cost of healthcare is almost not comparable, right? It's a lot cheaper. However, these costs can add up. So in my opinion, if you're a foreigner and you do not have much life experience here in Turkey, and if you can afford it, do get a private life insurance which will get you access to the private hospitals. It will make your life much easier, because when you're dealing with business in Turkey and you're in government buildings or state hospitals, you want to make sure your learning curve is less steep than it is usually, and you can do that by getting a private insurance in this case. Again, it's just you don't want to have a difficult time as you are integrating into a new society while having health issues, alright? That's all I'm trying to say. So speak to your private health insurance provider and learn different packages and see if it's good for you. Right, so that brings us to the end of another video, and I sincerely hope that you'll benefit from the information I have just provided. If you have any questions about healthcare in Turkey, at Kingsman Estates we care about your opinion and questions, so please write them down in the comment section down below. Alternatively, you can head over to our website at www.kingsmanestates.com to find all sorts of information about life in Turkey. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel as we make one video per week covering issues related to Turkish property market and life in Turkey. I'll see you at Kingsman Estates.